You know, our world makes a lot of promises, but with Scripture,
apart from God reaching in and pulling me out and saving me, I would be utterly lost. That's Jay. And so what amazes me over time is his faithfulness towards me, not mine towards him. It's his love towards me, not mine for him. It's his hopes for me, not my hopes in this little messed up world we live in. They are utterly amazing. That's the real Jay. See, the real Jay is the Jay who points you, not to Jay, I'm a little thing, but points you to Jesus. He's the big thing. And he's the big thing in this book. And he's the big thing to Paul. And so even as Paul opens this letter, he takes the sight of the reader away from himself and immediately points them to God. He says, don't look at me. I'm nothing. But I know someone who's a big deal. And that's what this whole book does. It takes our sight and our vision off of these little things, that little man and woman that we see in the mirror, and puts it on Jesus Christ. These are central to the Christian life. The faithless have become faithful. The loveless have become lovers. And those without hope have received the living hope. This is the essence of what it means to be a child of God. So where does this faith, hope, and love come from? Verse 5. From the word of truth. It comes from the gospel. This is the promise of God, the grace of God. What is the gospel? The good news of God is this, that you who are faithless have been given a faith. That you who are loveless, that whose hearts are hard, have been given love and are free to share it. And you that have lost faith, lost hope, have been giving a living hope in him. You know, I love that we in our Reformed circles talk about the grace of God, right? This is the essence of our faith, that the gospel of grace is a gospel of gift, right? That we receive from God this faith, this hope, this love. And that's what changes everything. It is the grace of God at work. It is the truth of God throughout the scriptures. Those who proclaim it are the faithful ministers, like Timothy. And so as I stand here before you proclaiming the grace of God, I am a faithful minister. And that's why you should listen to this. Keep that in mind as we go through the series, because what Paul is going to teach us is there are some ministers out there that are not faithful, who will draw your attention away from God, who will draw your attention towards themselves, who will draw your attention away from the gospel. And that's how you are to distinguish them. That's how you are to know who they are and run away from them as far as you can. Those that proclaim a different gospel, not from God. It is this understanding of the grace of God and the truth of this is what I want you to chew on as you have lunch with your wife, with your husband, with your children. That you are a recipient of the grace of God, evidence in faith, hope, and love. I want you to chew on that. Because unless you chew on it, it goes in one ear and out the other. And the reason I'm standing here before you, and the reason he stands before you, and the reason that James stands before you every week, isn't so that you can come feel good about yourself sitting in these pews because he did a good religious thing. It's so that you can grow in truth and grow in the Lord. And unless you write these things down and push them into your heart, the world will drive them out of you, because I assure you that 20 minutes of this in a Sunday morning will not overcome 25 hours of Netflix throughout the week. That's impossible. So write it down. How is your life evidence of God's grace and faith and hope and love? How is it? And then he prays, may you be strengthened with all power. Not your power. That's a little power. God's power. God's strength. The Spirit at work in you, according to his glorious might, for all endurance and patience with joy, giving thanks to the Father who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of the saints. And this is where it gets crazy, right? There's so much packed into these little tiny verses, all right? So let's go slow. I want you to see this. He has qualified us to share in the inheritance. That means he has qualified us, redemption, and forgiven. Do you see all that's packed in there? You are qualified. You have an inheritance. You have been moved to a new kingdom. You have been redeemed. You have been forgiven. You are in a kingdom of light. All of this packed into that has become true because of the work of Christ. And he's saying, take your eyes off of this nonsense and put it on the work that he has accomplished. And you see, when our hearts begin to understand all that he has done, then the little loves of this world are revealed for what they are. The little hopes of this life are revealed for what they are. Those things that we put our faith in week after week and day after day are revealed for what they are. So insignificant compared to who he is and what he desires to be known. God desires to be known by his children. He desires to be known by his children so much that he became flesh. He desires to be known by his children so much that he was crucified and tortured so that you could see it and so that you could know the depth of his love. He desires to be known so much that he gave us the apostles. He desires to be known so much that he gave us his book. He desires to be known so very much that he reached into the darkness where you lived and pulled you out when you were his enemy. Showed himself to you and drew you to him. That, my friends, is truth. As we keep our eyes on Christ, the majesty, beauty, wonder, glory of his face and his name and his work, he will make us faithful. He will give us a hope that's greater than all the tiny hopes that we have. And he will turn our hearts of stone into hearts of flesh that make us the greatest blessing to those around us that there can be. It's him. It's always him. It will always be him. And all eternity is for him. And we get to taste that now. What a privilege. Let me pray.